Saturday Night Live.
I think that most of today's writers are coming from the straining, compacted bowels of that beast we call the American penal system.
Kill my landlord. Kill my landlord.
Well, I'm distressed to learn that he had a spot on Saturday Night Live, and I've never been offered that.
I remember being at a bar one night in North Beach and just listening to him for an hour. I thought, could there be a better job than to be a magazine editor?
Starting with Outside and putting that out, really Terry has been the editor of every magazine that I've had.
And writers love working with him because I think he challenges them to do truly great work.
He was starting a new magazine called Rocky Mountain Magazine. He wanted a story. I found he had a very sure eye, a very sure touch.
So he came in to help me with Rolling Stone. It was fun and rambunctious, and Hunter was still around, and you know, there were some pretty wild days there in the 80s in that Rolling Stone here in New York.
Hooked up with an ambitious young entrepreneur with lots of friends, no money, and a vision.
Terry McDonell is a pro, a former top editor at Rolling Stone and Newsweek. But at 44, he grew tired of life under the corporate umbrella and decided to light out on his own.
Welcome to hell. That's what happens next. That really closes it. Now if we get two, if one of them is telling the truth, we're funded.
Next, McDonell tries some innovation and decides to see if you can use personal computers with desktop publishing features to put out a national magazine. No one has ever done it before.
Terry has got his own world inside his head. And if enough people respond to that world, and I think they probably will, the magazine will be a success.
Celebrity Women's Magazine. Go.
The idea that he thought I can do lipstick too was just perfect Terry.
If you're a rule breaker, you couldn't find a better collaborator. It's always about questioning, it's always about curiosity, and I don't know anybody who approaches his work with the same imagination that Terry does.
He's a very good writer himself. Excellent writer.
He wrote for Miami Vice and for China Beach.
Before I ever met him, I had read his novel, California Bloodstock.
He's got a small book of poems. They're terrific.
Terry had chosen not to be in the publishing business. He would have made a world-class movie producer. I mean, even better than Harvey Weinstein.
He got me to write a song for the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue.
Sports Illustrated illustrates it every year.
He really is an artist. He's an artist in skill, in temperament, in point of view, and he's a craftsman in the way that he executes.
I don't think there's anything he can't do.
I wrote an interactive video game that was banned last year in England called Night Trapped.
My name is Terry McDonell. I'm the editor of Sports Illustrated, and here's your new issue.
Terry inherited that tradition and that heritage and took it to the next level.
Sports Illustrated is a monster traditional brand. Empowered engineers and developers like all of you in this room creating new versions of Sports Illustrated. Driving today is the always dangerous David Link.
For me and Terry, it was like being kids in a candy shop. We created a prototype on a touch screen 5 months before the actual tablet was in the hands of consumers.
And they put the video out on YouTube. It became very obvious Terry's efforts really pissed off Steve Jobs.
And I think what Terry's done here over these last 10 years is to really, really reinvigorate storytelling.
If you go back and read these magazines that he's done, they were not predictable, they were not formulaic, they were fun.
McDonell has the instincts of a junkyard journalist and the soul of a Golden Glove poet.
Terry is a guy that I completely trust, and I think that's everybody does. Everybody feels the same.
Terry's a very forceful person. He's one of those people who projects learning to everyone around him.
There are dozens of people who have worked for Terry, and I think they would all say the same thing. He makes me want to be a great magazine editor.
Well, I like to think that I'm always collaborating with Terry. I think actually what I'm doing is watching Terry work.
The fun is doing it. The heartache comes when it's done, kind of. Magazines have never been for me something that I was especially proud of afterwards, although I liked that part too. It was more the process of it. I love putting them together.